You've decided you want to move. You might be in one of those cold climates. You're seeing the snow falling, it's piling up, and you're just done with it. Florida has become a super hot topic lately. Everybody's talking about moving to Florida, getting their piece of paradise, but you're also hearing the stories about how properties stay on the market very short amount of time, and you may have some difficulty getting here even if you wanted to. So, we're going to talk a little bit today about moving to Florida successfully. Coming at you next. Hey everybody, it's Cunha. I'm a local real estate agent here in Southwest Florida. If you want to know what it's like to live, play, eat, sleep, and buy real estate on the Gulf Coast, then this is the channel for you. Go ahead and subscribe and even comment down below so that you're sure to see all the future videos as they come out. I'm getting calls from people every single day asking what it's like to come to Florida, what do they need to do to be successful, and how I can help them. So if you've got a question, you've got to call, text, or email because I've got your back when moving to the Gulf Coast. You've decided that Florida sounds pretty darn attractive, especially if you're staring out the window at 4 feet of snow and it's still falling. I'm hearing crazy temperatures. I had one client text me something that showed minus 39 degrees. Yeah, little cold. I can't do it. I can understand why you're looking for Florida now. So we're going to talk a little bit about what the market is now and what you need to do to be successful if you're going to make a move to Florida. The first thing you have to ask yourself, is this a dream or is this reality? Can I really make this happen? And there's a number of factors that we have to consider. But first, let's talk about what the market's doing. Here in Southwest Florida, absolutely prices are up. They have to be because the demand is crazy. So demand's up, prices are up, inventory is down, build times are getting a little bit longer. The prices are going up for a couple reasons. It's both supplies and the ability to build them fast enough. We're also seeing multiple offers at this time, so don't let that shy you away from getting in on a property because there's a number of factors that go into a multiple offer situation. It's not always the highest price. It's not always if you have cash or not. So if you are interested in a property, talk it through with your agent. They should be able to guide you properly in the process. If you find that that particular property might not be within reach, then move on sooner than later. Waiting around for that property could cause you to miss out on another one. Speaking of missing out on properties, a lot of people are starting to move away from those multiple offer situations to build a home. There's numerous builders in the area. They all offer something a little bit differently. I have a couple builders that I specifically like to use for various reasons. If you want to know more about that, go ahead and reach out to me. I'd be happy to help you out. When looking at a builder, you've got to look at, do they offer a low down payment, carry the loan for you through the building process, and then you just close at the end like you would on any other property? Or are you going to need a construction loan that will then cause for you to take draws on the loan? As you take a draw on that loan, you start to pay interest on that amount of money. So there's a couple ways to do it. Some builders can only do it with a construction loan because the size of their company. Doesn't mean that they're any better or worse. It just means that they don't have the capital to support all the homes that are needing to be built. And considering a builder, it's not just what's their name, it's the quality, obviously, right? Cape Coral has very strict building standards. The inspectors here are very diligent. And it's one of the complaints I've heard in the past that, yeah, they're a little tough. So everybody has to pass that same standard of building. Have faith. It's going to be done well. You can have your own independent inspection after the fact if you'd like. In fact, many people are starting to jump on board doing that just to be sure that the construction was done the way that they were promised. As far as your ability to move down here, let's get back to that because you need to not only consider whether this is just that dream or if it is reality, but are you going to have jobs here or are you coming as a retired person? Do you need to have that set up? Also, do you have a home to sell back north? You have to make sure that that home is already either sold and closed or it's under contract with a very short window for the closing. You may also have to prove that that buyer was pre-qualified to get into that sale in order to progress on a sale down here. It's very competitive, so the more that you can show the ability to close the loan or close on the home, the better it is for you. A question I've been getting a lot lately from clients is there going to be a better time to do this? Will things slow down? Am I going to have less competition if I wait till another time of the year? Funny enough, I don't even know the answer to that. This is not a normal year. COVID last year threw a wrench into everybody's plans, and it continues today. Many states have their restrictions. Florida is still one of the freer states. We don't have as many restrictions, so we're seeing a lot of people come down here for that reason. It's also changed the cycle of real estate. In times past, people would come down at the beginning of season, maybe look at some homes here and there, go to a few open houses, kicking the tires. That's not happening this year. They see the urgency. They're getting in the houses, they're finding the house, they're putting the offer in, they're getting it closed before the end of the season even comes, because that's how competitive this market is right now. So if you're really serious about this, then you need to jump in with both feet, be assertive in what you want, know what you want, talk that out very detailed. We're going to go through that in just a few minutes about what you should be doing in your process to set yourself up properly. So we're going to backtrack to when we started this and saying, hey, you're in front of that window. You see the 4 feet of snow. It's still snowing. It's still snowing. So what do? I'm going to jump on the computer. I'm going to Zillow. I'm going to Realtor.com. I'm going to Redfin. I'm going wherever I can to find out what is that house going to cost me in Florida, because I want out of here. You do that. You get on one of those sites and you say, you know what? I'd probably like a little more information about this house. You put your request in and the phone starts ringing. And it rings again and maybe again after that. That's what happens. Those sites are going to give you information. You'll see pretty pictures. You'll see possibly location. Availability is very suspect because it does not update the same way as our multiple listing service. So on that note, you want to get yourself tied in with something that is connected to the multiple listing service. It is the closest to live time that you can get with any of the search functions out there. I have a website that I can offer you to start. It is a website that is linked to the multiple listing service. It is www.ournextfloridahome.com. If you go in there and register, you'll get access to the search parameters to be able to find homes. If you're having difficulty with that, please let me know. I can set up a personalized search for you that will be specific to the exact details you want, and it will come in a portal fashion for you so that you can have it emailed to you on a daily basis as properties hit the market so that you won't miss any of them. Through this home buying process, there's one thing that you will absolutely need up front, and that is a pre-qualification letter. So if you know that you're going to be doing this, go to a lender. I've got some local resources. If you need some help with that, go to your local banker. Whatever you want to do, get the letter first. You cannot submit an offer to anyone without it. If you're thinking about new construction, that is a little different story. You can normally, in many cases, put down a small deposit and hold the home while they're building it up until the end of construction. You'll still eventually have to be qualified with their lender if you want the closing cost contributions that they offer, or get it from your own lender, but you might be missing out on some incentives. If you're coming from another area, many people don't know this, but these builders, they've already figured in for a real estate agent to be part of the transaction because it happens so often. They pay the buyer's commission, as every other resale out there does as well. The seller pays it. So buyers, you get the use of an agent for free. It doesn't cost you anything. It comes from the other side of the transaction. So get somebody local that knows what's going on in this market, how the real estate market works down here, and can even be your eyes and boots on the ground when you're back up north. Now, when it's time to come to Florida, I recommend everybody come here. I recommend you get into the space, feel it, see it. You have to know what you're getting into before you truly invest. Yes, some people are okay with sight unseen. It's rare. But if you're going to do that list that I talked about that we're going to set up, what we do with that list is we are able to categorize as favorites, possibles, and garbage. So your list stays nice and clean. If you have something fall off your list, you don't have to wonder where it went. It's off the market. Somebody put a contract in that was accepted. So you move on. But what I recommend is when you come into town, take that first day or two, get in your own car, and drive the neighborhoods with those addresses. The reason why I say this is if you're running around with a real estate agent, they're used to going in and out of neighborhoods a certain way. And they're doing it for speed's sake as well, because when you have multiple properties to view, you're on a clock. So you may not get to see everything around a property. When you're in your own vehicle, you can pull up the Google map. You can say, hey, what's this over here? Let's go check it out. Or let's circle around back the other way. You kind of want to know what's around you on all sides. Maybe you want to know where the schools are, shopping, dining, but that lets you do it on your own time. Then when you identify a neighborhood that you say is absolutely perfect, it has everything I want, my commute times will be amazing, we can walk down the street and have dinner. When that happens, then enlist the real estate agent to get specific on the home and get you inside the home to view them. Once that home is identified, there's a number of steps that you go through. Obviously, you're going to check the property. You're going to compare it to all the other properties around the area. Again, that's something I do in my function. I'll compare it to recent sales for the same type of home. We'll also get inspections lined up for you. We'll take care of all the little details that get you from start to finish with the least amount of effort possible. One thing I will encourage you on, with that lender you're working with, please follow through on what they request immediately. It's amazing how many people don't get on the ball and get that stuff done as the lender asks for it and then wonder why they didn't close on time. If you want to close successfully and quickly and on time, stay on task and get those things done. Once you've gone through your inspections, you're going to get a report back from the inspector that will say what is or is not wrong with the home. In today's market, I understand you're paying a lot of money for a house, and there are going to be some things that are almost non-negotiables. If you need a roof replacement or an AC replacement, those are costly things. So those are obviously things that you're going to negotiate or potentially think about pulling out if they won't repair it. However, do not get hung up on cosmetic things. If caulk is missing, if there's some cracking in the stucco on the exterior of the home, those are all very easily repaired and nothing that you need to worry too much about. We're looking for the big expensive costs that could add up over time. If you follow these things that we've talked about to the T or as close as possible, then you should see yourself with a successful closing in about 30 to 45 days, maybe 60 days on the outside, especially if you have a home to close up north. And lastly, you will also get a contact list of all the utilities associated with your home so that you can get the water and sewer turned over, the electric turned over, cable, internet, all that should be set up for you when you walk in that door so that you can start living the Florida life. I hope this video has been helpful to at least give you some kind of barometer of what to expect when you're moving to Florida. If you'd like more information about Southwest Florida or any of its cities, go ahead and check out one of these other two videos. And if you've got a question that I can help with, you've got to call, text, or email because I've got your back when moving to the Gulf Coast.